Hey guys, Gizmodic here and I hope you're having a great 2018. So a few days back, Xiaomi shook up the Indian smartphone market with the launch of the Redmi 5A. It starts at a price of only 5,000 rupees, and if you factor in the Reliance Jio offer, which you can because everyone has the Jio SIM card now, it can effectively cost you as low as 4,000 rupees. But as the saying goes, good phones aren't cheap and cheap phones aren't good. So can the Redmi 5A defy that and prove itself? Well, to find out, I used it as my primary device for a couple of days, and here is how it is to live with the Redmi 5A. First of all, switching to the Redmi 5A as my primary phone was a challenge in itself. I was coming from phones like the OnePlus 5T, Honor 7X and Moto X4, so shifting to something like this was a total step down. And I could definitely notice that in my day-to-day usage. Since the Redmi 5A is powered by a very modest set of specifications like the Snapdragon 425, 2GB of RAM and only 16GB of storage, it was a little difficult to get used to it considering my usage pattern. Multitasking is not its strength, neither is fluidity, and I could clearly notice the lags and stutters while opening various apps on this phone. The app loading times are long, and in some rare scenarios apps like Facebook would crash as well. And although there is a dedicated SD card slot, the apps will only install on the internal memory, so you're gonna run out of that 16GB really soon. And did I mention the lack of the fingerprint sensor? That was sorely missed as well because it's annoying to draw a pattern every time you unlock the phone. But then you look at the price tag of this phone, and for 5,000 rupees you can't expect a lot from it. Compared to phones that were previously available in this price bracket, the Redmi 5A is much better. It's got a really nice 720p display and a set of cameras that are totally usable for posting on social media. In fact, I've covered the camera specifically in a separate video, so you can see how good of a job it does. If you're new here, then I'll link it in the video's description, and if you're already subscribed to the channel, then why haven't you seen that video? But anyways, coming back to the Redmi 5A, I could use almost all of the apps on this phone as well. Snapchat, although laggy, was usable too. Unless you have like a lot of apps running in the background, things work decently on this phone. And what I love the most here is the fact that Xiaomi has given you a full-fledged version of MIUI 9. So you get a whole suite of features like quick ball, scrolling screenshots, dual apps, split screen and so on, which an average user would really appreciate a lot. Now I know people like me do love stock Android on smartphones, but then when you take a look at users in this price bracket, they do like these additional features. So it's good that Xiaomi has given a full-fledged version of MIUI 9. What you'll also appreciate here is the form factor, because the Redmi 5A with its 5-inch display is very compact, lightweight and easy to use. It sports a plastic build quality which by no means feels weak or cheap. Xiaomi hasn't really skimmed out on sensors as well, because you have your compass, ambient light sensor, IR blaster, but sadly there is no gyro sensor on this phone, so you can't use it for VR purposes. But what I love the most about the Redmi 5A is the fact that Xiaomi has provided 2 SIM slots plus a separate memory card slot instead of just throwing in a hybrid SIM tray. You do have 4G and VoLTE support as well, and the call quality was good on the phone too. All that's okay, but how's the battery life on this phone? The 3000 mAh of battery is good enough for a day's use. On moderate usage, you can manage to go through a full working day and still have a little percentage of it left. But if you're gonna use it heavily, which in my case equals a lot of 4G usage, music streaming on Spotify, a couple of calls, a lot of YouTube videos, social media, then you might run out of the battery at the end of the day. And charging this phone is a pain as well. It doesn't have any sort of fast charging support, plus Xiaomi bundles a 1A charger with this phone, so it takes a good 2.5 hours to charge. So I used to always charge it overnight so that I wake up with full battery and I don't have to deal with charging this phone in the middle of the day. So overall, for 5,000 rupees, the Redmi 5A delivers a lot, and it's definitely a value for money phone. But do note that you can't expect blazing fast performance from it. Apps are going to take a while to load, you will face some lags while loading things in WhatsApp or Facebook. Snapchat won't be very smooth, and you can't do a lot of things on it at once. But that's fine, because the Redmi 5A is aimed for users with very minimum requirements or for someone who's just getting their first smartphone. Plus it makes up for a really great secondary phone too. And if you're using a Jio SIM card, you should totally grab the offer so that the Redmi 5A will cost you as low as 4,000 rupees. Although honestly I had a hard time using this phone as my primary device, I Really appreciate what Xiaomi is offering at such a low price point. So if you're on a tight budget, this is definitely the phone that you should go for. I'm planning to make some more videos about rooting this phone and getting the most out of it, so if you guys are interested, drop a comment down below. As always, if you're new here, then hit the red subscribe button and subscribe, and you can also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on my future videos. Please like the video if you enjoyed watching it. That's it for now, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna catch up with you guys in the next video.